complete. First on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Tonight. 4-3. Lincoln Orr shall break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. A lot of good athletes. And good Monday evening, everyone. Welcome to Hiwassee Dam. You're watching the Grand Star Sports Network and our exclusive coverage of the fourth round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. This is Robbinsville and Hiwassee Dam, the Lady Eagles and the Lady Knights. Two programs very familiar with one another. And we are here for the entirety of tonight's ball game. We're glad all of you are with us here on the Grand Star Sports Network. We are currently 5 minutes away from tip-off, and we just want to let you guys know that we are here live and in living color from the westernmost school in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, Hiwassee Dam. And we're very privileged all of you have joined us here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Robbinsville and Hiwassee Dam, no strangers to one another. They met during the regular season, and here tonight look to settle the score, so to speak, here in the fourth round of the state playoffs. The winner of this one, it's very simple. One of these programs are going to go to the Western Regional Finals, and in a manner of speaking, the other team will unfortunately just go home. You see the home-standing Lady Eagles over here to the right of our camera, and of course the Robbinsville Lady Knights over to the left, getting ready for tonight's matchup. Robbinsville 15-11, and Lady Eagles 19-8 coming into tonight's matchup. These two teams met during the regular season. Robbinsville picking up a 53-50 victory at Robbinsville way back on January the 6th. And then the rematch here at Hiwassee Dam later in the month of January. Robbinsville losing a tough one, 43-41 to the home-standing Hiwassee Dam Lady Eagles. So home court advantage has proved to be very, very crucial in this rivalry this season. And we'll talk more about the makeup of these two programs as we go through the evening, as the two teams now meeting, of course, here at half court for the captain's meeting. Let's go back and relive how we got here so far, though, with the Robbinsville Lady Knights. We'll roll you through the first two rounds real quick, just for funsies. Let's start out with the road trip after our first round bye. Robbinsville has amassed quite the mileage on the road to state. Second round of the state playoffs on Thursday went to Summerville. Vesnick Community School was the opponent. The number 8 seeded Lady Wolves were caught off guard from the offset. That is not a typo or a misprint on the scoreboard. It was 21-2 after the first quarter, as the Robbinsville Lady Knights just went cuckoo all over the Lady Wolves. You see head coach Brooke Lester and the fired-up Lady Knights just went and dominated the Lady Wolves. The final score was 52-18 when it was all said and done, as Robbinsville picked apart their first opponent of the postseason way back on Thursday. That seems like a distant memory as the team traveled to above Greensboro for the opening round of the postseason. But let's take you back to what we did this past Saturday right here on the Grand Star Sports Network. There was more coverage to be had. The third round of the state playoffs, Robbinsville visiting the number 1 seeded Thomas Jefferson Lady Griffins. We brought that game to you here on Grand Star Sports, and quite frankly, Robbinsville showed right off the bat they were not afraid to mix it up with some bigger opponents inside and brought it right to the team in Mooresboro and walked away from it when it was all said and done with a 50-41 triumph on the road, as Robbinsville rolls into town here tonight in a much closer distance, of course, out here at Hiwassee Dam, only about an hour away from Robbinsville. When it's all said and done, the Lady Knights round trip for the playoffs, 934 miles on the road this postseason before we even reach the regional finals, which we have learned will take us to Lenore Ryan on Thursday, and that'll be a 3 p.m. tip-off for the regional round. And the Lady Knights are just about set to go here. Let's go down to the floor for what I'm sure will be our opening introductions, and of course, the introduction as well of our national anthem as we meet our teams. We're just about set to go in a raucous atmosphere at Hiwassee Dam. We're glad all of you have joined us here on the Gramstar Sports Network.
For the fourth round game of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association state playoffs between the Robbinsville Lady Knights and the Hiwassee Dam Lady Eagles. This time, if you would please rise and make your hand here for the playing of our national anthem. First of all, for a moment of silence, please.
Oh my, what an atmosphere as we're back live for the Elite Eight. As we mentioned, fans, of course, the winner goes on to the Western Regional Finals. And we are set to go. Brinkley Payne on your left, Zaylin Phillips on your right. Handling the opening tip-off duties, it goes to Robbinsville. And we are off and running. Opening tip comes at 6:01 p.m. Maybe wondering at home who gets the winner. It's very simple. It comes down to Andrews and Summit Trotter. Zaylee Chickalilly for three gets us going here at the Dam. Foul called. I believe that's going to be on Abby Ware for Robbinsville. That will be her first of the night. Obviously, Brinkley Payne, the senior scoring threat, needless to say, for the Lady Eagles, will go to the line. And her first one will be off the rim. Second one is in, and that'll get Hiwassee Dam on the board. It's 3-1 here in the opening quarter. Once again, thank all of you for joining us here on GrimstarSports.com. Zaylin Phillips up the floor. Pass inside is picked off by Brooklyn Orton. Pass inside and looks like a little mishmash there. Zaylee Chicklilly was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. She'll get ring up on the foul. I called her Brooklyn Orton. I apologize. It was Brooklyn Hyde. What was her former name? My apologies, Miss Hyde. Know her family very well. I know a lot of these families very well. Spent a lot of time in Hiwassee Dam over the years. Covered this team for a few years, actually. And the first of the series goes in. 3-2 now is the score. And we're knotted up. Well, fans, you don't get to the Elite Eight on a fluke. Let's just say it that way. This is going to be an intense ball game, to say the least. Don't let the records on the screen be indicative of anything other than success. The reason I mentioned Edgar's and Summit Charter earlier, what you're going to see is no matter what, you're going to have a team from the Smoky Mountain Conference or Little Smoky Mountain Conference, depending on how it shakes out. Of course, Abby Ware goes for the foul shot. She'll make her first. Makes it 4-3. We'll be in the Western Regional Final game, as I mentioned earlier, 3 p.m. on Thursday. That'll be the Western Regional Final game at Lenore Ryan University in Hickory. That was just announced earlier today by the NCHSAA. Brooklyn Hyde, the point guard, will push the tempo up the floor. Pass goes to Abby Harris, and back to the outside to Kinley Stiles. Harris has it again. Boy, David Payne has done such a good job with these Eagles. Zaylin Phillips picks it off and will deposit the thievery. 6-3 Robbinsville. Here in the first quarter, Lady Knights looking for just their third trip in program history to the Western Regional Championship game. They did it just a few years ago in 2023 and also in 2010. Hyde circles back out, tries to creep back into the paint. It hands it off to Payne, who is hit as she shoots. It's a 3-point foul, and that'll give her a lot of chances. In fact, she could tie this ball game right up. If she makes all three. 6:09 to go here in the opening quarter. And she will, in fact, make her first. And that one will be off. Two for three trip. Robbinsville still hanging on to a 1-point lead. Inbound goes from Chickalilly back to, well, now Zachary Chickalilly has an inside feed to Bentley Riggins. She's bumped as she goes to the layup by Avery McNabb. And they will call it on the floor rather than a shooting foul. Interesting choice by the officials, none of which I recognize. I'm sure they've been sent from well outside of the conference. And that one is picked off at the pass by Kinley Stiles. Hyde overshoots it. And it goes out. Last touched by the Eagles. Robbinsville basketball. Riggins up the floor. Tries to drive over. Offensive charge is called. And McNabb is hurt. Took a hard fall on the floor. And she's a little slow to get up, trying to convalesce. I think she's okay. Riggins took a hard blow to plow over Miss McNabb. 6-5, still the spread at the moment. Advantage Robbinsville. And Avery McNabb looks like she's going to tough it out. 5:42 and counting as Miss Hyde will bring the ball to the floor. We are rocking here inside the nest at Hiwassee Dam. Ball is swatted out. Brinkley Payne couldn't reel it in. Talk about Hiwassee Dam's journey to the Elite Eight here in just a short. Once we get a chance to catch our breath. Zachlin Chickalilly to Zaylin Phillips. That's broken up, intercepted by Abby Harris. Payne up the floor. Chickalilly tries to break it up. Can't do it. Eagles have the lead for the first time in the ballgame. It's 7-6. Basket pass to Zachlin Chickalilly. She overshoots it. Abby Harris, Kinley Styles rebounds it. Chickalilly strips it away. Can't make the basket. And we got a junk ball on the floor between Abby Ware and Brooklyn Hyde. It'll be Eagles basketball. Oh, my. Nab on the outside. Tries to get inside the Payne. It's broken up. Zaley, I beg your pardon, Chickalilly with the steal. Abby Ware to Aaliyah Wolf for three, and she drains it. Wolf had a rough night of shooting at Thomas Jefferson the other night, so that is good to see. Robbinsville back out front, 9-7. Zaylin Phillips with a polite steal, takes it right away. Rebound for Abby Ware, foul called. We're at 1 for 2 the first time up. Kinley Styles, by the way, was assessed the foul. Puts Robbinsville ahead 10-7 here in the first quarter. Make that 11-7. She goes 2 for 2. Robbinsville struggled from the charity stripe on Saturday. Abby Harris with some good footwork finds her way inside, and it looks like she'll draw a foul and go to the line for Hiwassee Dam as the foul count gets up to 5 now on Robbinsville, so it's 2 shots. Either way, you chalk it up for the remainder of the opening segment. And Harris's first attempt will bounce off. Her second one, however, does not. 11-8. 3:57 to go. Here the Hiwassee Dam cheerleaders rooting on their team. How about Miss Chickalilly with a long two. 13-8 to score. Hyde creeping inside, almost lost it. Good recovery, and she'll get 2 more. And that makes it 13-10. Novi Dutcher's going to check in for Robbinsville, as Abby Ware is going to take a much-needed breather. Eve across the floor, and Brinkley Payne will steal it. Inside layup. Eagles cut it to 1. And a rebound. Nobody there for Robbinsville to go for the second chance shot. Hyde is trapped in the corner and under pressure coughs it up and out of bounds. Abby Ware's already back in the game. Long three for Chickalilly. She got hot the other night, hit 6 threes in the ball game at Thomas Jefferson, and has hit 2 already here in the first quarter. 2 in response for Hyde is not going to drop. Abby Ware and Avery McNabb get entangled on a junk ball. Here come the Knights again, up 16-12. Chickalilly again. Why not? Boy, she is a house of fire here in the first quarter. That's 3 from outside. 19-12 Lady Knights. Hyde inside, overshoots it. Foul called, though. $1:52 to go. And she will connect for her first. Second one is off. Zaylin Phillips will pull it down for Robbinsville. And Hyde strips it away, 19-13 here in the first quarter. Just trapped at half court. One of these Hiwassee Dam Lady Eagle fans are absolutely ferocious. They are a passionate fan base, to say the very least. Another shooting foul is upcoming for Miss Hyde. And she will miss her first attempt. Fans lined up around the upper tier here. Of course, you walk in at the top of the gym here at Hiwassee Dam and seat yourself towards the bottom. 0 for 2 trip. Brinkley Payne tries to clean up the trash. Can't do it. Aaliyah Wolf will pull down the rebound. Hiwassee Dam has lived at the foul line. 9 out of their 13 points has come from the free throw line here in the first quarter. Hyde's trapped again. Now Payne almost triple teamed here. Avery Payne's left wide open as a result and almost hits a long 2. They'll call an offensive foul on Brinkley Payne, and you hear the cheers and boos. I don't have to say anything else. Both fan bases speaking their mind after that call. 1:02 left to go here in the first quarter. This is what you play for here, fans. This kind of atmosphere. 4th round of the state playoffs. Jacqueline Chickalilly will miss her first attempt of the evening. And her second as well. Avery McNabb will get the rebound. Brooklyn Hyde will attempt to bring it up the floor, but it will, in fact, be knocked out last touched by Robbinsville, though, so McNabb will inbound it to Hyde. Either team is taking a timeout in this quarter. Payne inside drive, and it is a foul on the floor on Aaliyah Wolf, who just simply broke up the momentum, but she saved a basket, and now she's going to force Payne to shoot. and she will miss her first. Lady Eagles have lived at the foul line here in the first quarter. She will make her second. 19-14. Robbinsville advantage. Chickalilly again. That one's going to be short. Styles trying to get it, and it'll get wrapped up here below us. High Chickalilly one-on-one matchup here on the perimeter. Now Styles loses control. And it goes out. Last touch by Miss Styles. So it'll be an inbound, maybe out of our purview. You still see Abby Ware ahead, above some of the heads, I'm trying to say. Coming in for Hiwassee Dam is Riley Harris, freshman for the Lady Eagles. As Brinkley Payne is going to step outside for a moment and catch a breather. It is a packed and stuffy atmosphere here at Hiwassee Dam. No air conditioning in this gymnasium. This is an old school gym, fans. Aaliyah Wolf, inside jumper for two. Rebound attempt by Ware's going to be no good. No foul called. And onward we go. Three-pointer for Harris in relief, and that cuts it to a two-point ball game. Hyde steals it, and at the buzzer, drops in the game-tying layup, and it's going to count. We'll go to the second quarter. Hiwassee Dam and Robbinsville are tied 19-all here on the Gramstar Sports Network. What a series of events, fans, has got us to where we're at, 19-19, after Robbinsville led for the entirety, well, not the entirety, but the majority of the first quarter, I should say, here in the fourth round of the state playoffs. A 5-point spurt for the Lady Eagles, I mean, in the very last 10 seconds of that period, got us to where we're at. And now Abby Harris is fouled as she goes to the basket. If you're curious at home, the foul count in the first quarter was Robbinsville 8 and Hiwassee Dam 4. Make that 9-4 now overall in the game. First foul of the second quarter, obviously. And that went against Zaylin Phillips. That's her second of the night. As Miss Harris makes her first, Hiwassee Dam has just its second lead of the ball game. One of two trip. Avery McNabb goes for the rebound, but it is knocked out under pressure from Zachlin Chickalilly, and Abby Ware will inbound it. As we've mentioned already, a shot at the Western Regional Finals is on the line here in the Dam. Zaylin Phillips will clean up her own mistake and put Robbinsville back ahead, but no lead is safe here tonight. 21-20 advantage, Lady Knights at the moment. Abby Harris for two. Make that a long two. 22-21. Inside feed. Chickalilly overshoots it. Rebounded by Zaylin Phillips. Abby Ware for two. It's overshot. Rebound taken care of by the Lady Eagles. I think Brooklyn Hyde and, well, frankly, everyone here in the gym is thankful for the breather for just a moment. Abby Harris with a hard-fought drive inside. Zaylin Chickalilly gets the foul, or rebound and foul, I should say. Excuse me. Chickalilly over to Ware. Inside drive, and she finishes it off. Nicely done. Robbinsville leads 23-22. Riley Harris, who hit a three in the waning seconds of the first quarter, sets a screen. Novi Dutcher bumps into her in return. There's Brinkley Payne back in the game, 24-23, as the seesaw matchup continues. Jacqueline Chicklily for two. As Zaley gets her third assist of the night. And a foul is called on the drive. I believe that will be against Zaylin Phillips. That is her third of the ball game. So Zaylin's in foul trouble here in the first half. Phillips, unfortunately, is going to have to sit for a little while. She's a big threat for the Lady Knights. Brooklyn Hyde hits her first to tie it up. And now hits her second to put the Eagles back ahead, 26-25. Dutcher passes to Zaylee Chickalilly. Abby Ware inside for two is going to be good. Another assist goes to the point guard, the freshman point guard, Zaylee Chickalilly. Here comes the senior point guard for Hiwassee Dam, Brooklyn Hyde. Once again, thank all of you for being with us here on pay-per-view. Foul called. I believe it will be on Jacqueline Chickalilly. It is. That is only her second of the ball game. (28-27). .451 to play. Here in the second quarter, ball goes out. And Abby Ware will steal it away. And get a foul call as well. That is 3 fouls now on Abby Harris. So she'll have to check out. Riley Harris will check in. Pass inside to Aaliyah Wolf for two. Robbinsville up 29-28. Big scrum under the net. Jacqueline Chickalilly comes away with it. Zaley drives, gets the basket. Robbinsville has opened up a little bit of breathing room. 31-28. Hyde to McNabb. And a bad pass to Brooklyn High. Zaylee Chickalilly looking to make him pay. She'll draw a foul. That may be just as devastating. Zaylee trying to gather her bearings. First foul of the night called on Riley Harris. And a rare over trip for Zaylee Chickalilly. All goes out. Last touch by the Eagles. Robbinsville will inbound it. And that was just stripped right out of Zacklin's hand. And Brinkley Payne delivers the Payne for two. Zacklin Chickalilly to Zaley. Inside for two on the layup. Oswald back up by three. And the first time out of the ball game is a 30-second pause by David Payne with 2:50 to go before halftime. Stay with us, everybody. And we are back. Action resumes after a brief time to catch our breath here at Hiwassee Dam. You are watching the fourth round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A Women's Playoffs. Lady Knights, Lady Eagles are trying to see who will win the rubber match in the season series and get a spot in the Western Regional Finals in the process. Abby Ware rebounds, tries to go for a layup, gets herself in trouble, can't get to Aaliyah Wolf. It's stolen by Brooklyn Hyde, who drives all the way up the court and gets a basket for two. Ware for three is off. Brinkley Payne rebounds. Nobody's down there to stop the point guard. Travel is called. And some of the fans in the stands beat them to the call. Officials did catch it, though. And now head coach Brooklyn Lester for the Lady Knights has called Robbinsville's first time out of the ball game. We'll be right back. Back to live action with $1:38 to play before halftime. You're watching us live exclusively here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Novi Dutcher for three. Why not? Dutcher in relief. How about that? For a three-point shot. Leah Wolf's hit one tonight. Why not Novi Dutcher? Brinkley Payne for three. Second attempt will get the job done for the big senior, Brinkley Payne. No doubt about it, fans. Both teams are ready to go here in the playoffs. Better be when you're in the fourth round for sure. Raucous atmosphere as a three-point play will make it a one-point ball game. Ware for two. She just drove right in and took it. And Ware with a steal. And Ware continues to wear them out. Up by five now with 41 seconds to play before the break. Hyde will drive in, tries to pass it. Novi Dutcher will get the steal. And tries a jumper, can't get it done. Rebound. Look out. Chickalilly on guard on the perimeter. She misses it. 24 seconds left to go before halftime. 18 seconds and counting. Brinkley Payne for two. Boy, it's hard to stop her inside. 3-point game. Again to Zachlin. Zaley moves to the right. At the buzzer, she can't hit it. But Robbinsville will go to the locker room with a 40-37 lead at halftime. A lot of offense from both sides. We'll see if they can pick it up after the break and keep the tempo going here on GramstarSports.com. All right, fans, back with you live from Hiwassee Dam. It is the third quarter of the fourth round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. We got it for you here on GramstarSports.com. Kevin Hensley with you. Lexi Anderson on the floor getting photos for not only the Gram Star, but the Cherokee Scout as well. One of our sister newspapers here with Community Newspapers Incorporated. Michael Payne took a hard tumble into the folding chairs. Make sure she's all right. Go ahead and walk that off. Like she is good to go. We resume play here in the third quarter. Bentley Riggins for two. She is going to miss. Rebounded by Brinkley Payne. Fans, as we have mentioned, the winner of this one will head to the Western Regional Championship. Bentley Riggins gets the rebound, but is stripped away. Foul is called after a hard-fought tussle under the net. Trying to see who they called it on. So they called on Abby Ware. That is her third of the ball game. She will make her first. It's a tight one, fans. 40-38 at the moment. Advantage goes at the moment. I'll say it again because it could change. To Robbinsville, 40-39 now. Zaley Chicklily will bring it up the floor. Ball's coughed up. Brinkley Payne, however, is tripped. Riggins has her hand straight up in the air, but they will call the foul on her nonetheless. Another foul is called. This one is on Bentley Riggins. That is her fourth. And just as quick as the third quarter starts, Miss Riggins is going to have to sit down again. She was already in foul trouble from the first half. So there goes one of the bigs, as we call it here in basketball, for Robbinsville back to the bench. Three-pointer for Abby Harris will be off. Here comes Zaley Chickalilly, and she'll get two. 42-39. Trying to trap Brooklyn Hyde, and I believe they got the job done. Abby Ware works her way around the right side. Inside for two on the jumper. She'll miss. Avery McNabb with the rebound. Get it right here in just a moment. Travel is called on Hiwassee Dam. It'll be Robbinsville basketball. How about Chickalilly, corner three. Makes it 45-39. Robbinsville pulls up by 6. It's about their largest lead of the ball game, as a matter of fact. Pass back to Abby Harris for 2. And David Payne calls a timeout to re-strategize with his Lady Eagles here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And once again, fans, we are very privileged that all of you have chosen to spend your Monday evening with us here at Hiwassee Dam. Glad all of you are tuned in with us. How you doing, Kevin Hensley? Way up here. I know we're at kind of a weird angle, but I wanted to pop in and say hello and thank you. We appreciate your support. We really appreciate you supporting these Lady Knights throughout the playoffs, whether it be in print, our online story, and, of course, here on the Gramstar Sports Network. It's been a fun ride. Of course, this will be our final broadcast for basketball. Let's go back down to the floor. We'll talk more about that because the buzzer has already sounded on his 30-second pause. We'll go back down to the floor now and get more of the action as it resumes here at Hiwassee Dam. From here on out, it'll be games covered by the NFHS Network, regionals, and the state championship, of course, as 2 more are produced by Zaylin Phillips. 47-41 is your score. Rebound by Leah Wolf. Phillips for 2 again. Boy, she is making them pay for having to sit in the second quarter. She also got in foul trouble. And she's coming out like a hurricane here in the third. Robbinsville up by 8, which is its largest lead of the ball game. And Abby Harris will cough it up on the drive to the basket. Regionals, as we mentioned, will be at Lenore Ryan University in Hickory. That'll begin at 3 p.m. on Thursday. Will the 1A Women's Western Regional Final. Phillips coughed it up. And it's last touched by Abby Harris, who was trying some chicanery there, but she didn't realize she was still in bounds. Phillips was not. That misfired. Inside to Abby Ware. Zachlyn Chickalilly back out as Robbinsville just moves the ball around the court. That one's overshot. Ware rebounds. Chickalilly 3 is off. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Abby Harris for 2 is going to make it. Ball stripped away. Stolen by Brooklyn High. Back to Brinkley Payne in quick order. Basket drops. Foul is called. Brinkley Payne to the basket. And that 8-point deficit is getting quickly erased on the foul. 3-point play here will make it a 3-point ball game. And she'll get it. No lead is safe. I've said that multiple times in this one. State championship, by the way, I'll get to that eventually. First Ware for 2 is going to be empty. Zachlyn Chickalilly with a desperation save. She got it. And Zaylee Chickalilly's got it. Zachlyn back in. Quick passes from Robbinsville. Ware for 2. It's going to be off. And she draws the foul. State championship for the 1A women's will be at the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem, the home of the Wake Forest Deacons, of course. As Ware will make her first. Makes it 50-46. Robbinsville just, by the way, matched their point total from Saturday night, and we're midway through the third quarter. 1 of 2. Brooklyn High will snatch the rebound. We do not have a date for that as of yet. That will not be determined throughout the regional. Abby Harris for 2 as the Eagles continue to put on the heat and play catch-up. Tickalooly for 3 again. It's off. And a hard drop to the floor. Abby Ware hit hard. Thought she's going to be okay, but walks that off. 60-second timeout is called by Lady Knights head coach Brooklyn Lester as the Lady Knights try to regroup with a 2-point lead. 2:22 left to go here in the third quarter. All right, fans, action is back in live. 2:22 left to go and counting here in the fourth round of the state playoffs. The Elite Eight is live and exclusively here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Abby Ware with the steal. Fans wanted a foul call. They did not get it. Leah Wolf with the rebound. We'll call a foul on the floor against Hiwassee Dam. Like it will go against. I believe he signaled. He did signal Abby Harris. Excuse me, I thought he signaled Riley Harris. Start with. She wasn't even on the court. That's 4 on Miss Harris for the night. Novi Dutcher to Aaliyah Wolf. How about Dutcher for 3? It's going to be off. She'll rebound her own shot, get it to Aaliyah Wolf. Jacqueline Chickalilly will snag it. Now Zaley's got it on the outside, trying to feed in. Here's Zaylin Phillips. And that one spins off the rim. Brinkley Payne has the rebound. And I'm going to say Payne stepped out of bounds, and head coach David Payne is giving the officials what for on that call. And we do have neutral officials here tonight, not part of the Smoky Mountain Conference, of course. 3-point attempt is no good. That three-pointer would have put them ahead, but instead it just comes up empty. Zaylin Phillips rebound. And we got a major pileup here between Riley Harris and Zaylin Phillips on the floor. A junk ball is called. It will be Robbinsville inbound. .57 seconds to go. Still a 2-point lead for the Lady Knights. Phillips gets it at the top of the key. Inside to Jacqueline Chickalilly. It's in. .38 seconds to play. Haynes' shot is broken up on the rebound attempt, and that will go out of bounds. Zaylin for 2 is good. It's just Zaley, Zachlin, and Zaylin. That can have a lot of Z's here in this Lady Knights program. Foul is called on Brooklyn Hyde. Believe it or not, fans, that is her first of the ball game. 8.7 left to go. Here in the third quarter, Robbinsville leading by 6. Short time. Chickalilly tries for a 3. She hit it. She hit it at the buzzer. And I believe is going to get an attempt to shoot a foul shot. She was fouled on the play. They're going to send everybody off as Saley will get an attempt to complete a 4-point play before we go to the fourth quarter. That's going to give Robbinsville a 10-point advantage if she hits it. And it's off. Nonetheless, the Lady Knights lead 57-48. We'll go to the fourth. Robbinsville up by 9 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. 1 quarter remaining here in the Elite Eight matchup. Winner goes to the Western Regional Championship game, 57-48. Robbinsville up by 9 over the Hiwassee Dam Lady Eagles. Travel is called on Abby Harris. And that's how we begin the fourth quarter. Andrews and Summit Charter are the other two teams duking it out for a shot in the Western Regional matchup. Robbinsville plays Summit Charter one time this year. That's the newest school in the Little Smoky Mountain Conference. And we got a Donnybrook on the floor here for this junk ball. Possession will stay with the Lady Knights. Robbinsville has been unable to upend Andrews this season. Lost to them both times they played this year. Aaliyah Wolf with a basket pass inside to Zaylin Phillips for 2. Three assists tonight for Miss Wolf. I was led by 11. Hiwassee Dam actually swept Andrews during the regular season. 60-56 and 73-53 were the scores. Avery McNabb will go to the foul line as Novi Dutcher was charged with her first foul. Throughout the playoffs, of course, Hiwassee Dam, the number 4 seed. They defeated North Stokes 84-52 in the second round, and Highlands on Saturday 56-41. Miss McNabb will make her first, thanks to a 10-point ball game. And her second. That trims it back down to 9. Pass across to Zaylin Phillips. It's off. Rebounded by Brinkley Payne. You know the Lady Eagles have to be in desperation mode at this moment. Three-pointer for Abby Harris is good. And the Eagles cut it to 6. Zachlin to Novi Dutcher. It's off. Zaylin Phillips for 2 will get it in. Robbinsville back up by 8. Zachlin to Novi. Here's Zaley for 3. It's in. Robbinsville up by 11. Timeout called, and the Lady Knights are all kinds of fired up here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Stay with us, everybody. Back with you, fans, as we are in the 4th round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A state playoffs. You're watching it right here on the Gramstar Sports Network. The number 9 seeded Robbinsville Lady Knights are 6.5 minutes away from reaching the 1A Western Regional Finals for the 3rd time in program history. They're up 64-53 over Hiwassee Dam. Kevin Hensley bringing you tonight's telecast. Lexi Anderson on the floor getting some photographs for our photo site, as well as the Gramstar and, of course, the Cherokee Scout, our sister newspaper in Murphy. Provides coverage for Hiwassee Dam every week. Ball is stolen away. Zaley will try to outpace Miss Harris. Putback will be good for 2 more. And a foul is called. Avery McNabb will go to the line. First one's in for Avery McNabb. 5:39 to go. Second one is off the front of the rim. Zaylee Chickalilly will casually take the rebound. And the ball is out. Last touched by Miss Chickalilly after the breakup by Abby Harris. Brinkley Payne goes to the line again. Hiwassee Dam in the first half of this game, 14 of 22 from the foul line. Brinkley Payne will make her first. Second foul of the night, by the way, charged to Aaliyah Wolf. Second one is out. Zachlin Chickalilly will get the rebound. And no foul called. Aaliyah Wolf for two is going to be off. And a jump ball is called. And it will be Hiwassee Dam basketball. A lot of moving parts here on the floor. Look like Hot a little slow to get up. Looks like she's okay. Inbound for Avery McNabb. And instead it trickles out. Still Hiwassee Dam basketball. 4:57 to play. McNabb trying to drive around. Grab a basket. Can't get the job done. Brinkley Payne tries to save it. Ball is stolen by Zaylee Chickalilly. And Robbinsville in the driver's seat, slowing things down. Foul called, and that'll be the end of the night for Abby Harris. That is 5 on Abby. She will hit the showers. Aaliyah Wolf out of the game. Bentley Riggins is back in. And they're trying to decide who is going to come in for Abby Harris. And they are going to send in number 5 for the Lady Eagles. That is Leah Taylor, another freshman Lady Eagle. Robbinsville is not going to do anything fancy here with the lead, 11-point lead and 4 minutes to go. Brooklyn High is going to steal the ball, though, and try to trim up the deficit a little bit. 2-point attempt by Miss Stiles will be no good. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Foul is called on Leah Taylor. Robbinsville basketball with 3:40 to play. Unfortunately, have no way of knowing an update from Andrews. Lily for three. It's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Brooklyn Hyde. As Hiwassee Dam's going to do whatever it can to get back in this ball game. Ball is out. And last touched by Hiwassee Dam. Avery McNabb with a left-handed three. It'll be good. Timeout called by David Payne. 3:16 to play. Robbinsville leads 66-58. 3:16 to go. Robbinsville leading 66-58. Pass goes back to Abby Ware. And a foul is called on Miss Taylor. Ware will inbound it. Zaylee Chickalili's not going to do anything insane here. Scan the floor. Ballsville just instant ball movement right here. Foul calls on Brooklyn High. That should be her second of the ball game. Another inbound, this time coming right next to the Lady Knights bench. Pass to Bentley Riggins for two. And that one's knocked out of bounds. Robbinsville basketball with 2:38 to go. Riggins again. It's off the rim. Rebounded by Brinkley Payne. And Riggins is out. That's her fifth foul of the night. That'll be the end of it for Bentley Riggins here in the Elite Eight matchup. Payne will now shoot two. First one's in for Brinkley Payne. 68-59 now with 2:26 to play. And another one will cut it down to an 8-point ball game. One that the crash happens. Robbinsville's got this one in the bag. Chickalili will be off. Rebounded by the Eagles. And a foul is called, and Brinkley Payne hit hard. That will be a shooting foul, by the way. It's ultimately charged to Aaliyah Wolf. That's her third of the night. 2:17 to go. The Eagles are getting chances at the foul line. And she will make her first. Her second one will be off. Zaylin Phillips will get the rebound. Ball stripped away by Stiles for two. And suddenly Robbinsville's lead is down to 5 with 2:07 to go. Zachlyn Chickalili to Abby Ware. Timeout called by Robbinsville. $1:58 to go here in the Elite Eight matchup from Hiwassee Dam. Things are getting interesting here at the Nest. We're back live. 5-point ball game. Robbinsville is in the driver's seat. And let's hope it can stay that way. If you're a Lady Knight fan, Lady Eagles are looking to rally here late. Lady Knights led by 11 in this quarter. And now all they basically have to do is play keep away. Zaylee Chickalilly. Robbinsville needs some good ball movement. And oh no, Brooklyn Hyde is hurt. And she is hurt bad, and we're going to turn the camera away from that. She went down in a heap and is not getting back up. With $1:44 to go, we'll step aside while they check on Miss Hyde here on the Graham Star Sports Network. The game will play on. $1:44 to go. We hope Miss Hyde is okay. She had to get carried off the court by some adults, and hopefully she is all right. Looks like she just planted her foot the wrong way. Not sure if it's an ankle or a leg injury, but we got a ball game to finish out here. $1:30 to go here in the Elite Eight matchup. Zaylee Chickalilly trying to drive in. And again, Robbinsville interested in nothing but ball movement and perhaps drawing a foul just to try and do whatever it can to pad this lead and hold on to it here in the fourth round of the state playoffs. Foul is charged to Brinkley Payne. That is her fourth of the night. And Zalen's first will be off. So the best Robbinsville could do in this series is walk away with a 6-point advantage. Second one is also off. Hiwassee Dam has it. No foul is called. Last touched, however, by Robbinsville, says the official. And we got some major conjecture coming from the Robbinsville faithful around us. Foul called. And I believe we're going to charge it to Zachary Chickalilly. They are. Both teams, by the way, are in the bonus. 4 fouls done on Zachary Chickalilly. Brinkley Payne to shoot 2. And she will make her first. Oh, boy, we're turning this one into a nail-biter, fans. Second one is off. Stiles pulls down the board. Now another foul is called. And Stiles makes her first. Oh, my. 68-65. 1:03 to play. Second one's off. Stiles gets it again. Payne with the ball. Layup. 1-point ball game. 56 seconds to go. We've got a Donnybrook on our hands. Fans on their feet. 55 seconds to go, and a timeout is called here at the Nest. We'll be right back. All right, fans, we can now confirm that Andrews has defeated Summit Charter 46-42 in the other Elite Eight matchup. So the winner of this game will get Andrews in the Western Regional title game on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Foul is called as David Phillips drives into the paint. 44 seconds to go. And boy, if there's ever a time that these teams need to, as the term goes, box out, it is right now. Phillips sinks her first. That gives Robbinsville a 2-point lead. Robbinsville sending 4 of his defenders back behind half court. And that makes it a 3-point game, excuse me. 42 seconds to play. Desperation shot rebounded by Abby Ware. Foul is called. And that's the end of the night for Brinkley Payne, I believe. That is 5 on Miss Payne. And Hiwassee Dam just lost its biggest scoring threat and its biggest threat on the floor, too. And she is very upset off screen. We're not going to show that. Abby Ware is at the shooting line. I'll get it right in a moment. As Hiwassee Dam is going to send in another one of its up-and-comers. Dalen Stiles, a freshman. Abby Ware will shoot 2. And Abby will miss her first. But she will make her second. It's a 2-score game here on the Grand Star Sports Network. 25 seconds to go. 3 for Miss Stiles. It's off. Rebounded by Zaylee Chickalilly. And a foul is called. That's going to send Zaylee Chickalilly to the line with 14 seconds to play. Hiwassee Dam's doing what it needs to do right now, but it is running out of time on the rally bid. That is just 2 fouls tonight on Avery McNabb. Zaylee Chickalilly misses her first. Makes her second. McNabb up the floor. Dalen Stiles will try to get it to Leah Taylor in the corner. It is off. Last touched by Zaylee Chickalilly. 7 seconds to play. Taylor touched the line. Ball is out. It is Robbinsville basketball. This one's in the books, fans. The Lady Knights are going back to the Western Regional Championship. For the second time in 3 seasons, Robbinsville will be back in the game to go to the state championship. It will be Robbinsville and Andrews at 3 p.m. on Thursday at Lenore Ryan University in Hickory. Fans, we want to thank all of you for joining us for the third and now tonight, of course, the 4th round of the state playoffs here on GramStarSports.com. What a moment here at the Dam. What a ball game. Nothing to hang your heads over if you're the Lady Eagles. That was a fantastic game. Robbinsville won it tonight when it mattered most here on GramStarSports.com. Now they're coming over, of course, to get some adulation from the fans here in attendance. For all of us, we thank you for being with us. We'll recap it in this week's edition of the Gram Star. We'll have pictures up tonight on our photo site. We'll have our online story updated. And for Lexi Anderson, I'm Kevin Hensley, wishing all of you a great rest of your Monday evening. Pass complete. First on to Isaac Collins. And that may be trouble. Tonight. 4-3. Lincoln Orr. She'll break away. And she'll slide in under. And speaking of Braden, we talked him into existence. He'll dump it off. A lot of good athletes.